Hello and welcome to Ogun State Weekly. I am Henry Ogunjimi.
And I am Bisi Adebayo.
Last week's festivities and holidays spilled into the week as the people of Ogun State capped it all up with the colourful Ojude Oba Festival.
Everyone returned to work soon after as government officials and civil servants resumed the rebuilding works of the state and schools reopened after a prolonged holiday.
Bonjour, mademoiselle.
The performance assessment tour of local government areas in the state also got back on track, with feedbacks pouring in from the people of Odogbolu, Abeokuta South and Ijebu Northeast local government council areas.
The way we love ourselves.
But just before we bring you those details, here's our special focus for the week. The vision to build while rebuilding, the story of the Three Hill Housing Estate. Do enjoy it.
The provision of affordable housing and urban renewal is one of the 5 cardinal programs of Governor Ibikunle Amosun, CON. At the beginning of his administration, Governor Amosun aimed at recreating the glorious era of the state, which past administrations relegated, by creating smart cities through the building and completion of uncompleted projects of different housing estates across the state. This is aimed at rivaling other renowned cities in the world. The housing estates are in all the 3 senatorial districts of the state. Some of them are the Orange Valley Estates, Okemoson Abeokuta, Media Village, Ajebo, Shagamu, and Three Hills Housing Estates, to mention a few. Orange Valley Estate has a completed 140 units of houses out of the 200 units under construction. 1 out of the 1,000-unit housing estates of different categories embarked upon by Governor Amosun's administration. The estate is aimed at accommodating all sectors of civil and public service in the state that will stand the test of time, which he calls Ogun Standard. On the modality of creating these new towns, the government is building some housing units of different cadres, which are selling to the public at the initial payment of 10% of the total value of the houses. At the same time, government is inviting private estate developers and build for people to buy.
Without sounding immodest, Abeokuta occupies a very prominent prime position, even in the context of the entire nation. I mean, so if you now come down to Ogun State, you know the preeminent status of Abeokuta. Yeah, there are so many other towns that have that, what I would call preeminent status too, but Abeokuta is Abeokuta. And what we are trying to do, all the length and breadth of Ogun State, we are recreating those glorious era. And that's why we are having a smart city sort of here. A city that can rival any other in the world. And we are doing this estate. It is called Three Hills. If you notice, we are on one of the hills, and the other 2 you can zoom your camera to see. It's a city that will be totally automated, if I can use that word. Aside from the fact that we will not be dangling any cable around. Cable will be underground. The sewage system will be in place. Of course, security, all the modern way of living will be replicated here. Of course, internet, everything will be here. The sites and services is going on. We actually slow down because of the rain. Now that the rain is subsiding, we will come back full blast. It may interest you to know that even as we speak, we have sold some of these plots. The idea is we will build some for those that will just want to move in. So we will do that, and we will allow people to express themselves. We are not going to have all those small size plots, no. Even the plot that will probably, the list will be probably about 600, 800, 1,000, 1,002, up to like 10,000. Some that we want to take an hectare. So if you, I mean, everybody will be catered for here. We have demonstrated that we are ready for this. So even without prompting, a lot of banks They're even coming to say they want to partner with us, they want to do this, they want to do that. I did mention that even some people have taken position, banks, they have taken position here. A lot of them are even asking us, give us land here. We want to have our own housing estate, which we will encourage people to do, really. That's what we want to do. I told you what we are doing in Agbara. We are doing something in Ota. We are doing something in Shagamu. We want to at least have a replica of what we are doing in Ije Ode, all our major towns. In maybe Ilaro, Ayetoro, what we are doing is we are not building houses like that, but we are creating sites and services for sons and daughters of those places to express themselves.
The immediate future plan of the governor is to open new housing estates through the 3 senatorial districts. The sites have been identified in the following areas: Idiaba, Ogijo, and Igbesa Evergreen Estate at Okpako. These new estates, both completed and uncompleted, are equipped to suit the taste of time with underground cables, artificial lakes for those without natural streams, good sewage systems, and recreation facilities.
There's a place in California, it's called Fresno. We were there and we were trying to replicate exactly what we saw in Fresno. So that one will be between Imekwafon, when you go through the back to Yewa North, all the Tata, Ijong axis before you get to Igwa. We are doing something like that there, between Ayetoro and Imekwafon. Again, we are doing this big, massive cashew plantation there. So all of those things, people will need a place to stay. So those are the idea that we have. But every day, of course, we keep evolving. People accuse me, they said we want to do 60-story building. And I laugh that even when the Baba Femi Awolowo did the 25-story, about 62 years ago or so, people were abusing him. Look at it today. It defines the entire landscape of the Western region. We are doing our bit such that the tallest building in the continent of this Africa will be in this Abeokuta here.
In these new estates, government will build 200 housing units of different sizes, town halls, bungalows, and sell to the public. The essence of these new cities and urban renewal are to create sites and services for the sons and daughters of the state to express themselves and boost the economy of Ogun State. Reacting to this urban renewal and housing estate projects are prominent traditional rulers in the state who are appreciative of the infrastructural development under the leadership of His Excellency Governor Ibikunle Amosun.
Abeokuta has been known all over the world as far back as 150 years ago. And when people come here, they say, is this the same town that we've heard so much about? Now, somebody is here to do it up, to bring Abeokuta to what we thought it should be. And I believe that with the housing estate here, with the roads 3 lanes on either side all through the town, with the infrastructure that is being built, the water, the sewage that you're having here, we are going places. Abeokuta is going to be the real capital of Ogun State, the Connecticut of Nigeria, because we are next door to Lagos. We want to bring people to live here. We have always been very hospitable. You have so many police commissioners, prison staff, what have you, who retire in this town. They never go back home. I'm telling the Excellency that he should never be tired, that the best is yet to come. He should keep on working very hard as he has been doing, and God will give him support.
This urban renewal policy is giving Ogun State a new look and a state of reference in the country.
Welcome back. This year's Ojude Oba Festival attracted eminent Nigerians from within and outside Ogun State. The state governor, his wife, members of the State Executive Council, and a former Minister of Defense, Theophilus Danjuma, all graced the occasion where the culture and tourism potential were once again showcased in style.
With lots of funfair, these notable men and women in their colorful regalia graced this year's Ojude Oba Festival. they take turns to pay homage to the Awujale of Ijebu land, Oba Sikiru Adetona. A yearly festival held at Ije Ode remains a converging point for political figures, indigenes, businessmen and women in and outside of the state, and a platform to discuss socio-political issues. A former Ogun State Commissioner for Finance recalls the blessings the three-day festival has brought to the land.
It's one day that all the Ijebusons come together to share fellowship and at the same time to share ideas, and it's a day that all of us look forward to. You will see that for the last 2-3 days, Ijebu has witnessed a lot of growth in business. Everybody has come to town, all the hotels are full, the markets are selling, and before you know it, a lot of people are coming in to transact the business here. We also engage in a lot of networking amongst our peers, amongst our friends, and then we share ideas of what goes on within the Nigerian economy and the world at large.
Indigenes also turned out en masse for the festival as head warriors showed their dexterity on horses.
It's an occasion that collects all the Ijebus, irrespective of their religion and their age, all over Ijebu land. Whether Christian or Muslim or non-conformist, we are all here to share the new year with the cabbage. We have a lot of companies sponsoring it, Ijebu sons and daughters, and the reberebes contribute towards it. All the reberebes we are having, there's an amount they contribute every year for the function.
We are also able to witness our culture and heritage of the Ijebu people who are part of the Ogun State. Also, it projects the state of Ogun as a center or a location where people can come to visit for tourism purposes and also to get to experience the life in Ogun State.
The Awujale, while offering his royal blessings, however renewed the call for the creation of Ijebu State from the existing Ogun State. Also, Governor Amosu called for a peaceful conduct of the forthcoming general elections in the state. He appeals to residents to obtain their permanent voter card.
We should not allow our words and children to be used negatively as political tools in the hands of politicians. As we all know, the collection of permanent voters card is easy in our state. Only those who have this card can vote. Do not disenfranchise yourself. Be ready to fulfill your constitutional responsibility by dutifully exchanging your temporary voter's card with permanent voter's card.
The Ojude Oba Festival remains a cultural symbol of unity for all Ijebus, irrespective of religion and political affiliations.